This week, our focus is still on Middle East. Now, obviously, Gaza's situation is very bad for humanitarian operations. In his very last briefing, I asked Martin Griffith, Under Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator, whether there is a threshold for the UN to cease humanitarian operation. Watch how he answered my question. Is there any threshold for UN to stop the humanitarian operation if the situation continues to get worse? And how far away do you think we are now from that threshold?
They don't quit. Famously, they talk about staying and delivering. But in Gaza, staying and delivering is a promise more than a fact. We're looking at an operation which is not delivering. So we need safe routes, we need better access, we need then to have clarity about how aid workers who are needed to help with the distribution of aid, you can't just drop the aid and go.
It's not only Gaza. The situation in border area between Israel and Lebanon also drew our attention, especially after Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's warning on early Wednesday that Israel was prepared for very intense action in the north. What's the UN's position? It's been reported that Israel is preparing for offensive in the northern border with Lebanon. Does the Secretary General have anything to say on this situation?
I mean, we're obviously very concerned about the continued and heightened tensions along the blue line. I think it is incumbent on all the parties involved to take advantage of the different mechanisms through which the situation can be de-escalated, notably the trilateral meetings that our peacekeeping mission can organize. And just we hope that not only in terms of exchange of fire, but the rhetoric is lowered.
Now, we know last week Algeria has submitted a draft resolution calling for halt of operation in Rafah. What we have learned is that the draft has been put on hold, waiting for more consultations from member states. At the same time, there is a US draft, which calls upon Hamas to accept the new deal fully and implement its terms without delay and without condition. This is an unusual draft. Normally, Security Council would endorse an agreement after deal being made, just like JCPOA. But this sounds weird. Especially, it only mentions Hamas, not Israel. Or maybe US is confident enough that Israel will accept this deal. The deal contains 3 stages. The first stage would be a 6-week ceasefire and exchange of hostages and prisoners. It also allows 600 trucks daily to deliver aid in Gaza. But here's the thing. With all the destructions, is it even possible to have 600 trucks getting in? There's such a destruction there. Do you think that there's even a possibility to get in 600 trucks in the beginning of the ceasefire?
The 600 trucks, it's a good question. I think it is challenging. As I said earlier, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, but even the quantity is a problem, of course. And that will require a gigantic effort combined of private sector and the United Nations and the partners altogether, the humanitarian community, because it is a very, very ambitious target.
Well, so far, we still have no idea when the Council will take action on this draft or Algerian draft. Oh, and this is the start of June, which means a new Security Council president, and this time, Republic of Korea. Now, it is quite rare to see 3 Eastern Asian countries, China, Republic of Korea, and Japan, sit in the chamber together. What is Ambassador Hwang Jun-kook's thought on this? First, wish you a successful presidency. We noticed that this might be the first time we have Republic of Korea, Japan, and China, 3 Eastern Asian countries together in the Security Council. Though 3 countries obviously have differences, but do you have any common ground to work with?
So we will try to find some common ground on some issues, and we are keen on expanding the areas of cooperation, and When we see some differences, let differences be there, but we still, because these three countries are very significant countries in terms of economy and politics and military, we need to cooperate more. Not just to enhance peace and stability in the region, but for the world. So we will make efforts. And at least we maintain very good relations with ambassadors. Personally, we are friends, and we will keep going in that way.
Oh, and I also gave Ambassador this question. Will the Republic of Korea support the Algerian draft resolution?
Algerian draft resolution?
Will Korea support it?
Yeah, we need instruction from Seoul.
Well, everyone is waiting for instructions from their capitals, including the 5 upcoming new members. This Thursday, General Assembly elected Security Council new non-permanent members.
Having obtained the required 2/3 majority and the largest number of votes, Denmark, Greece, Pakistan, Panama, and Somalia are elected members of the Security Council for a 2-year term beginning on the 1st of January 2025.
Generally speaking, Security Council has 10 non-permanent members, 5 from African and Asian countries, 1 from Eastern European states, 2 from Latin American states, and 2 from Western European and other states. The 5 newly elected members will serve on the Security Council for the 2025 and 26 period, replacing Ecuador, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, and Switzerland. Finally, President of the UN General Assembly, Denis Francis, had a conversation with foreign correspondents this week. And here is his response to the doubt about the UN.
If the UN didn't exist, we would need to create it fast. Because the UN is the forum, it's set up to be the forum for problem solving. But if you come to the table in good faith and you engage in dialogue with your counterparts, you can solve many of the problems that confront you. And the UN has done that to a significant degree.
And that's this week's update from me.